The old saying goes that you should be greedy when others are fearful, and the Minnesota Vikings being 5-1, all the other teams on pins and needles, the Vikings should be greedy at the trade deadline. Yes, indeedy, feed the needy. The Vikings need to trade for Browns cornerback Greedy Williams, and this is backed up by CBS Sports writer Brian DeAndro. So he did up a trade deadline piece, and it's like, oh, looky. Here comes Hookie. Vikings trading for Greedy Williams of the Cleveland Browns. This is what he wrote. Along with Kareem Hunt, blah, blah, blah. The Browns are also reportedly open to fielding calls for cornerback Greedy Williams, the 2019 second-round pick out of LSU. Skol. SU. Williams has appeared in just 2 games this year after receiving 20 starts during his first 2 seasons in Cleveland. He missed the entire 2020 season after suffering an injury in training camp. The 24-year-old cornerback still has plenty of upside. At minimum, he can provide some splash plays and quality depth for a defense that is 28th in passing yards allowed and last in red zone efficiency. Rude. At best, Williams could have a career rebirth while elevating a Vikings team that is already in the driver's seat in the NFC North Division. And Greedy Williams, the pride of LSU, it just makes sense where he could come in. He's got Jefferson, former college teammates. He's got Danielle Hunter. He's got Patrick frickin' Peterson, who is also a great LSU cornerback, just working all of that together because for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out in Cleveland. But it's Cleveland, bro. It does not rock sometimes. So this is why the Vikings need to trade for Greedy Williams. Talk about him today. Background, 24 years young, 6'2", $185, former 4-star recruit from Shreveport, Louisiana. Stayed in state, went to LSU, teammates with JJ, like we said, had 8 career interceptions in Baton Rouge in 2 seasons starting for the Tigers. Posted an 89.8 PFF grade in coverage in 2017. Declared in 2019, ran a 4.37 40 at the combine. And it was kind of confusing, because he was seen as a surefire first-round pick. He fell out of the first. He ended up going in the second to the Browns at number 46. And we're just like, baby, gotta have it. It's like Zimmer always gets his cornerbacks, but he did not that time. And with the Browns, he's dealt with injuries. He's only played in 30 games over 4 seasons. Like you mentioned, he missed all of 2020 with a shoulder nerve injury. But over 30 games, he has recorded 92 tackles, 2 interceptions, 12 passes broken up during his career. And he still does have a lot of potential. I think he's got great hips. I think he's got great ball skills. I think that he could eventually develop into a cornerback 1, but I think a change of scenery would do him good. He's buried on the Browns depth chart, and for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out. But I do think that coming in to this defense, where there's a lot of LSU alumni here, Patrick Peterson has been the mentor of all these young cornerbacks. I think it certainly could work. And even though the Vikings, I mean, they're pretty solid in terms of having a lot of young depth at cornerback. I mean, even though you do have Patrick Peterson, who's still playing above the rim this season, Cameron Dantzler is emerging as a star. Shondown work from the slot has been pretty good at times. And then you got the 2 rookies, Booth and Evans. I mean, adding Greedy to this mix, there ain't nothing wrong with that. And you still have Chris Boyd, who's still doing some good things on special teams. So it's a passer, get the passer, and stop the passer league. So racking up and stacking up as many cornerbacks as possible would make sense, especially a guy who has that potential. So, of course, Kwesi and Andrew Berry go way back like chiropractic. Kwesi, former assistant to the regional general manager in Cleveland, is like, hey, we can get this done. How about conditional 7th for Greedy? Yeah, cut us the mentor-mentee deal. Just one time. One time, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings need to trade for Browns cornerback Greedy Williams. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.